Oh, Canada, we are here, Rogers Center, for Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. Supercross Live, supercrossonline.com. He's Jim Holley. I'm Jason Weigandt. For the first time ever, we're going to race for points in both the lights and Supercross class here in Toronto. And Jim, only 2 races to go in that lights class, so this is a very critical round.
You know, I think it's very interesting that, it is a points-paying round because we haven't seen that before here in Canada. Like you said, Christophe Pourcel leads that points. He's got a 25-point lead over his teammate, Austin Stroop. We saw Blake Wharton win last weekend in St. Louis. Are we going to see a new winner? Are we going to see Austin Stroop win his 3rd of the season? I think we're going to see Pourcel just kind of keep it cool like he did last weekend. He got a bad start. He worked up and finished up in that 5th spot. But I think it's a treat for all the Canadian riders to get a chance to ride against our lights riders from the U.S. You know, in the past, a few of our lights riders did come up and race against the Canadians, but this is a points-paying event, and I applaud the fact that they're here. I mean, this is going to be a first time for a lot of these lights riders to come across the border and race in Canada.
And one thing they're going to have to deal with here in Toronto is odd track conditions. Now, the track design, courtesy of Jeff Stanton, a 3-time Supercross champ, a great track design, but the dirt here and the thawing of the dirt is often the issue when we come racing here in Toronto.
Yeah, we've seen that happen in the past, with, the Supercross class. It gets real ruddy here. I mean, on the face of the triples, there could be 15 different lines that you want to pick to go up and do that triple. In the past, we've seen the ruts get so deep in the corners that actually it's as high as your knee. I mean, that's a deep rut. And there's like 5 or 6 of them in the corners. Sometimes they get down to the concrete. That's going to be a challenge, for the riders, and not only for the Jeff Stanton design course. I'm sure that Jeff had to factor in that hey, this is a ruddy course, so maybe that's gonna. I can't put that in because they're not going to be able to do it because of the fact that the ruts are going to be there. But needless to say, it's going to be an interesting race in that Supercross class. I mean, look what happened when a few years ago when James Stewart and Chad Reed came together at the finish line there. Stewart going off the track, re-enters back in, Travis Preston hits him, so anything can happen here in that points race that we're talking about in the Supercross class. So close, 11-point lead for Chad Reed with 5 rounds to go. If there's any time for James Stewart, what's that Bon Jovi song, Steel Horse I Ride? If there's any time he's got to get on his horse and start riding, it's here tonight in Toronto, because James Stewart has to string together 5 wins in order to win this championship. That is if Chad Reed finishes second. If Reed can come away with one more win and just kick back and ride second, he'll win that championship by 2 points. But needless to say, it's going down to Las Vegas.
Yeah, we think so. And one interesting point I want to point out, not only is the track muddy-like, even though we're inside a dome because that dirt is thawing, after this, it's going to be all outdoor stadiums. We're going to Jacksonville for the first time ever next weekend, so anything can happen over these last couple rounds between these two.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jacksonville. Also, you're talking about Seattle. That's an outdoor one. We've had a lot of rain in Seattle. That can change a lot of championship, races. We've seen them come down to that, and I'm talking about the Lights Coast West when Andrew Short had a chance to beat Grant Langston there, and it was a mud race, and it came down. Langston ended up winning that championship. And then you go to Salt Lake City. We've had some rain in Salt Lake City, so that's a given. So we could have possibly after Toronto, we could have 3 rain races right in a row, and then going into Las Vegas. Of course, it's never rained in Vegas, but Vegas is always unique because they have that starting line outside. They come into Thunder Alley, Gasoline Alley. I don't know what they're going to name it this year, but Vegas is always an exciting course.
All right, well, we're excited about this one in Toronto as well. We're on the stretch drive. We'll see who claims these championships. It's Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. Stay tuned to our webcast tonight, supercrossonline.com from Toronto.